Aloha, welcome to the Trust Your Gut Clubs. I'm Tara, the metabolic therapist, and I'm so happy that you chose to join us here today. We started this channel back in 2020 to create a space for folks to come together, live yoga channel, and practice a modern yogi lifestyle. And those that know me know that I'm very passionate about gut health and helping women with autoimmunity as well as insulin and insulin response and our best body mass composition. So we meet here on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Hawaii time live. So feel free, if you're joining in, to go ahead and write your questions, share what's going on for you, and that'll give me something to talk about. So welcome if you're just joining. I'm Tara, the metabolic therapist. And today, I'm also excited to chat with you about intermittent fasting and how that's different for women. So folks that are new to intermittent fasting, it's also known as time-restricted eating, TRE. And what that means is we simply eat all of our caloric nutrition during a certain time of the day, and then abstain from food for the other hours. So a basic one that lots of folks are doing, and it's becoming quite popular, it's known as the 16 and 8. So for 16 hours a day, we withhold from taking in protein and carbohydrates, and then, but you can drink water, tea, and coffee. But then those other hours we withhold. And so this helps people to regulate their blood sugar as well as lose unwanted pounds and come into deeper intimacy with our body as it gives us feedback. So today what I want to talk to you about is how intermittent fasting is different for women. You know, it's very different for women. And I got to learn this, I don't want to say the hard way, but I've been practicing intermittent fasting for a handful of years now. I've been doing fasting probably since, I don't know, my first fast was 2006. But it was maybe 4 years ago, I started doing intermittent fasting by finding this, like I said earlier, the eating window. And it's changed so much. What I find is I no longer am chasing cravings throughout the day. I actually don't even get hungry until my window. And then, so that's what people talk about is, when's your eating window or what's your schedule? So what I would promote is a 16 and 8, so that there's 16 hours of the day that you're not eating. And then there's 8 hours of the day where you're consuming calories and nutrition. And how this can easily be done or can easily be incorporated is to just add on to the sleeping hours. Because obviously we're not getting up. Well, I hope we're not getting up in the middle of the night and eating. But we benefit from our body's rest and digest programs that come while we're sleeping. And then so if we simply extend the timing in the morning from when we have our breakfast, then we're getting increased benefits from not taking in calories in the morning. So today what I want to talk about is how it's different for women. And this has a lot to do with where you are in your cycle. And so when I say for women, I'm talking about women that are still having a menstrual cycle. And then there's also things to be discussed around fasting, intermittent fasting for women that are in menopause. So we'll do that another day. But today we're talking about intermittent fasting for women that are having a cycle. So how this is different is that on day 1 to 10 of your cycle, what happens is your body needs to be insulin sensitive. So intermittent fasting, this could be, I was just talking about 16, but even if you start with 13 to 15 hours of fasting, it's great for this time. So day 1 to 10 of our cycle, as well as all types of fasting. If you're wanting to do a longer fast, this would be the best time to do it. So day 1 to 10. And this is known as our, I love the analogy around these seasons. So this would be known as our inner spring. So during your inner spring, this is a great time to fast and even have an extended fasts. However, day 11 to 15 of our cycles, we're in an ovulation window. So the estrogen and testosterone hormones are at their highest. So during this time, you'll want to make sure that you stick solely to intermittent fasting and definitely avoid fasting for more than 15 hours. Okay, let's be clear on that. We don't want to cause more stress. All right, now our body is really focused on the ovulation. So let the body do its job. Days 16 to 19 of our cycle, it's similar to day 1 to 10, where you can do any of the fasting options, including intermittent fasting. There's also fasting known as autophagy fasting, 24-hour fasting. For those that are skilled, they can do a 3-day water fast, etc. However, note that if you're working on fertility and you have low progesterone, that you'll want to avoid fasting during this time of your cycle. And so to go back to the seasons analogy, this would be our inner autumn. So then day 20, or around the day, or actually day 20 to the day that you start bleeding, women should avoid fasting. This is because your body needs to make progesterone, and your body cannot make progesterone if it's making cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol and progesterone share the same precursor, which is known as DHEA. So starting on day 20 until the day that you bleed, you will want to avoid stress, including the hormetic, or also known as the good stress created by fasting. Instead, you want to focus on healthy feasting, hormone-building foods, and leaning into more self-care tools such as meditation, yoga, breath work, chair yoga, asana, all the things. All right. So please, like if anything, I want you to utilize this information to get in touch with the various seasons of your monthly cycle. And to tune in, because I want you to also notice that like that beginning half of our cycle, I know we did, quarters just there, but that beginning half, this often is like when we feel most successful in our diets and exercise programs. This can be a time when our repair is more swift. Our recovery time is more swift. Whereas the second half of our cycle is a little bit more inwards. We might have more cravings for sweets and things. I definitely sometimes feel more bloated during this time. And to just be kind and gentle with an understanding of what's happening in our body. Then we grow our intimacy, our relationship, as well as our compassion with our beautiful, lovely body. All right. So this is what I have for you today. If you have any questions on intermittent fasting and how it's different for women that are still having a menstrual cycle, please leave a note below, ask your question. I can follow up with you now or later, but I'm really happy that you're here for the Trust Your Gut Club. We meet here on Wednesdays. 1 p.m. is the live time in Hawaii. And it's a place for you to ask questions. So for those that are just joining, I'm seeing some people hop on. Today, we've been talking about how fasting, intermittent fasting, is different for women, especially women that are still having a menstrual cycle. So tuning into our inner seasons, our inner spring, which is day 1 to 10 of our cycle. This is a great time to go for it. Try your extended fast, extend your intermittent fasting, try some different things. This is when our body's in quick recovery and can repair itself. Same with day 11 to 15, though. We want to withhold from intense stress because the body's in ovulation and the focus is on fertility and what the body's producing there. So 16 to 19 is our inner fall. And this is a good time to go for those fasts. You have some more strength and endurance. And then day 20 until we start to bleed. These are progesterone building times. So this is a really good time to eat those sweet potatoes and yams, or the progesterone building foods. Healthy feasting is what we're calling it. So have a great time. Keep me posted on what's working for you. Join us here on Wellness Wednesdays for the Trust Your Gut Club. And then, as always, I would love to talk to you individually. Please set up, I give a complimentary discovery call where we get on the phone for like 15, 20 minutes. And I'd love to hear about what's going on for you and then how I may be able to help you in my one-on-one facilitation for your best health ever. So thanks so much, everybody. If this is your first time here, let me know if you learned anything as well. We're really trying to grow our subscribership here on YouTube. So please hit the subscribe button. And thank you so much for joining. I'm Tara, the metabolic therapist, signing off for now. A hui ho, which means we'll talk to you soon. Aloha.